Hi, my name's Dave Duran. I'm a member of Housing as a Human Right, Orange County. And I'm here today at La Palma Royale because I've been receiving several phone calls from some of the residents that things aren't good here. So, for example, they're not getting enough meals. Employees are quitting because they're not getting paid. Medications are not being administered at the proper time. Bed bugs. It's just a lack of care facility at this point in time, in accordance with what I've learned from speaking with some of the residents. I've also had some experience where the facility unlawfully exited residents without a court order. So anyway, that prompted me, a lot of this information is what prompted me to come here today, so that I could find out more, so that I could go ahead and move on that information to the state of California, to the county, and to do something before somebody else gets hurt or before somebody dies. So I'm here to speak with Bill and ask him a couple questions about the facility. So, Bill, can you, again, might seem a little repetitive, but can you tell me a little bit about how long you've been here, why you got here, and has the place gotten better or worse in that time?
Sure. So I've been here about 9 months about this time. When I first came here, I came from the Courtyard, which is a homeless shelter in Santa Ana. And the county took a group of us from there and brought us over here, and they said that they had a 90-day program that they were going to put us in, and they were supposed to help us find permanent housing while we were here. So, but during the time that we were under that program, nobody from the county came and showed up to help us do anything. So they kind of left us high and dry.
So, I mean, my words, you were sort of put here,
yes,
and then sort of forgotten. Would that be a fair statement?
That would be very fair.
Okay. And so, can you tell me what it's been like over the last 30 days living here?
Well, it seems to be getting worse. I mean, there's lots of staff complaining because they're not getting paid. And just recently we had the activities director quit. A few weeks prior to that, the maintenance man quit. And the maintenance guy that quit just recently, he was like the third or fourth person that's done maintenance since I've been here. And the kitchen staff, they've turned over like 2 or 3 times since I've been here. The administrator, this is about the third or fourth administrator.
There's a couple of buses here that they say that they're part of the retirement community, part of the assisted living facility.
Yeah.
And I understand from talking to some of the residents that they're either inoperable or there's no drivers. Do you know any more about that?
They had a driver for the buses, but then the buses broke down, like minor issues. I think one had a battery problem, and I don't know what the other one was, but in any case, it was taking them a long time to get the issue fixed, and the driver, I guess, quit, because he wasn't having any work to do.
So if a resident needed to get to a doctor's appointment or something of that sort, the facility doesn't have a way of transporting them?
Well, I've seen like some of the administrators here take them in their own car, 1 or 2, a few times I've seen that happen. But generally speaking, no, I don't see that they have.
Okay.
I mean, they try telling people, that their insurance should get them transportation, which is true. But some of these people need help getting that set up, and they don't seem to be willing to, they tell us about it, but they don't help them.
I know that you shared with me that at night, I mean, you and others, at night, it's pretty limited staff.
Very limited.
So how many is limited?
Like 1 or 2.
And that's for over 100 residents?
Yeah.
So the front desk is probably
Unmanned.
Okay.
They used to have somebody at the front desk till at least 10. Now it's like they go home at 8, and then after that we're on our own.
So if you're in your room or someone's in their room and they pull the emergency cord,
good luck.
Then with nobody being at the front desk, because I understand that's the only location where
That's my understanding too. Yes.
That notification is given.
Right.
If no one's at the front desk, the person that's in need is just out of luck unless they just happen to walk into the front office.
Yes, they may find them dead on the floor the next morning. I don't know. And, that's the possibility. If someone has a heart attack or has trouble breathing and they pull that cord and nobody answers the call.
So, would it be fair to say that you're pretty concerned that things are not good here right now?
Absolutely.
And that they're getting worse?
Yes.
And have been getting worse?
They are definitely getting worse.
Are you fearful of being thrown out? Are you fearful that you're going to be stuck here without any services, without any meds or food, or are you able to sleep? I've also heard stories about bed bugs. Is that something that you're experiencing or ongoing?
I don't necessarily have bed bugs in my room, but there are see cockroaches on a regular basis in my room. I see other small little bugs in my room. I've seen a mouse in my room. So yeah, I'm concerned about the infestation of what have you.
And when was the last time that you have personally seen any extermination, pesticides, or companies coming through to do any spraying or anything of that sort?
Oh, geez, that's a good question. I guess maybe about 2 or better months ago now, saw some guy walking real fast along the lawn line. That was about it.
Have you notified staff or management that there are issues with bugs or issues with food or issues with mice, or what have you done to notify management that there are some issues?
Well, yeah, you tell the staff here, and they just kind of like shrug it off, like, huh. But I've definitely filed reports with the state on the bug infestation and the staff not treating me properly. I just filed a complaint the other day on that, where the staff's yelling at me and threatening me, which I really do not appreciate. I need to be treated with respect. I demand respect.
Is that with majority of the staff, or maybe 1 or 2 people?
Well, it seems like that's pretty much the administrative type staff.
Okay.
Most of the caretakers, I gotta say, are pretty nice.
Okay.
But when you get to the upper level management, they seem to have an attitude. They seem to have something on their shoulder.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. And again, I'm hoping to bring some light to this, as I shared with you earlier on. We're hoping we can either fix it or change it, so that the quality of life improves for everybody who's here, so that they can feel safe. They don't have to have bed bugs. That they can have a good night's sleep, and that they can have a good meal and be cared for the way that they were told and the way that there was agreed that they would be cared for. Thank you, Denise, for contacting me so I could come over and talk to you today, because I'm really concerned about what you had to talk to me about. Number one was the bed bugs that you've been experiencing. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
About 3 weeks ago, after my shower, my caregiver was getting me dressed. I was sitting at the bed and I looked down at the foot of my bed. There was a whole bunch of black cluster of bugs. A friend of mine then came over to take pictures. I asked him to take pictures for me, and he did.
Okay.
And I brought the attention to the staff here, the administrator, and they said, "We'll move your room." I'm still waiting.
And that was about a little over a couple weeks ago?
A couple weeks ago, and about 2 weeks ago, when Pam, the ombudsman, was here, I handed her a Ziploc baggie with bugs in it. They were alive, still moving. They said that was immediately removed from my room.
So the ombudsperson collected live bed bugs?
I gave them to her from my bag.
Okay.
A Ziploc baggie full.
All right.
And they told me that day they were going to move my room, and they didn't do that yet. So I'm still waiting.
Have they sprayed or anything?
They're trying to tell me they did, but I have no idea. I've not seen nobody there. I didn't see no signs or nothing on the door. I didn't see nobody in my room, none of that.
So there's no evidence that they sprayed?
I sprayed myself a couple weeks ago with rubbing alcohol and tea tree oil. Very strong stuff.
Okay.
seemed to work for a minute. I had that bottle of spray ready to go, and the housekeeper seemed to tickle.
So aside from the bed bugs, what else can you tell me that?
Food, lack of food in the morning, last couple weeks, at breakfast time, I require a full stomach to take my pills so I don't get sick. And the other week, I wasn't getting enough to take my pills. I went 3-4 days to get my pills late. I started swelling up from the cellulitis and my heart pills. I had my pills on time, and if I don't get them on time in full stomach, I get sick, throw up.
Okay, so and you ask for seconds, or they just run
They
out?
they don't give them for you. They're always out. It's like pulling teeth to get seconds out of them.
Okay, all right. And so, can you tell me a little bit about the staff, or the? Is rumored that there's people leaving.
People are quitting left and right. They're not getting paid, and when they do get paid, their checks bounce. That's why when I see the staff in the med room or the dining room, I thank them for coming to work to take care of us, working for nothing, working for free.
Okay. All right. Well, again, I have, of course, filed a complaint with the state, and on your behalf.
I'm just short of going back to the streets, packing up, leaving here.
Yeah.
Because the bugs at night, I get no sleep.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm about ready to go pitch a tent back at the Riverbed, which is no, but I'm gonna go do it and take the chance.
well, let's see if we can get this place either better first, or get some things changed so that it becomes better.
I was sleeping at night with one eye open, watching little critters run and crawl.
Yeah.
The other night I was asleep. First night I was shutting my light off because I leave the lights on because they don't like light. So I shut the light off. I woke up and slapped myself at 2:45 in the morning in the face. I turned the light on and just put my head up, and I looked, there's bugs all in my pillow and my head and my face. That's what I was slapping at, bugs in my face.
And you've also let management know about this as well?
They know about everything. I let them all know.
Okay. All right. So, the plan of action is that I've already filed complaints with the state of California. The first one I filed was because of unlawful exit of one of the residents here. That complaint was substantiated by the state, which means that they verified that my complaint was valid. I've filed others on Denise's behalf regarding bed bugs, things of that sort. And really the plan of action is to just keep notifying the county, keep notifying the state, the city officials, because people are in severe jeopardy here. They're in jeopardy of becoming sicker. They're in jeopardy of becoming ill or hospitalized as a result of the neglect, really. And I choose that word specifically because they really are being neglected here. As reported by the residents, I think you heard Bill mention that even the medicine is not consistent. There are people getting the wrong medications or something of that sort. Well, before somebody dies, before somebody takes something that they shouldn't be taking, or it's mistakenly given to them by one of the med techs, we're hoping to bring light to this facility so that we can either get management changed, or we can get better training, we can get a new owner, we can get something, or the state does what it's obligated to do and take over the facility and run it like it should be run. But something has to be done, and again, that's why I'm here to help push that along, because it can't go on this way. People are suffering.